How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today we have with us Connor Kenny back on the channel. We're going over the market. We're talking about what happened recently. We're talking about upcoming events. We're talking about price action. We're talking about things that we're really excited about, things that we're watching out for, and some big trades that he just put on. He's massively in the profit on. If you want to see future videos like this, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notifications so you can see them as soon as they come out. Also, I'll leave a link to his channel underneath the video as well in case you want to check out him and some of his videos. Also, there are links underneath the video to Margex and to CoinW in case you want to start trading cryptocurrency. You can use those links. You can deposit. You can start trading in just a few seconds. And in case you're interested in Bitcoin Nashville as well, that big conference that's coming up, there's a link and a code underneath the video where you can get some extra discounts on your ticket. So definitely check out all that. How's it going, everyone? Connor, thanks so much for coming back on the channel.
No worries, always my pleasure.
I am really excited because actually 2 days ago, you posted a video warning this is going to be big. And then yesterday we rallied pretty hard. So do you have a crystal ball, first of all? And then second of all, what is it going to be so big?
I do actually have a crystal ball. It's right here. I'm sadly going to have to leave it soon to head to your side, to your neck of the woods, but I'll keep it. I'll wait for it, keep it safe here. Yesterday, I mean, the weekend's been absolutely crazy, right? The weekend has been a whirlwind, whether it's crypto or just your normal news. We've had a lot of big stuff come in. Obviously, the big thing that happened on the weekend was the assassination attempt. And basically, the odds for Trump to get in power now are skewed in his favor. And of course, Trump is very pro-Bitcoin, pro-crypto. Something I always like to say when I talk about Trump or politics in general is obviously we're not a political channel. We're not here to talk about politics. I'm here to figure out what's bullish or bearish for crypto. And there is no arguing that Donald Trump being in power is bullish for crypto, right? There's no arguing that. But I do always like to, caveat this with, you have to understand how politics works, right? I'm pretty disenfranchised from government and all of that. I don't live in England anymore. Not only because of that, but that's a big part of it. I don't like the way a lot of the systems work. I don't agree with it. And I think one thing that either side have to understand is people who are gunning for power will say what they need to say in order to get into power, right? So it actually doesn't matter if you're for or against Trump, right? I'm not even saying that him coming into power is bullish because he'll be bullish. It's only bullish because people think it's bullish, right? That's it. That's the only thing that's important in our markets. And that's basically how I navigate these markets, how I time trades. We've done some really amazing trades on the channel over the last 2 weeks, about $25,000 in profit as of filming this video. We've cashed out some of this profit. And the way I catch these opportunities is by understanding that market sentiment and understanding the way people think about things, right? So the big thing that happened was the assassination attempt, which increased the odds of him getting into power, which in turn is great for crypto. We've seen that affect the charts, right? Very obviously. Now, there are two indicators that I use, right? And we're not talking about chart indicators. We're more talking about sentiment indicators. And two of them gave me the most amazing buy signal that we can ask for, right? One, the crypto greed and fear index. People discount this. They don't care, right? Because it doesn't change fast enough. It's not like buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here. But that's not what's important. We are essentially, at the end of the day, long-term investors. I am slightly different to you in the sense that I'm a long-term investor, but I also play the short term of the market, right? So the crypto greed and fear index for the long term can tell me pretty much, it's almost always bang on, right? So if I remove my emotion from my long-term buys, I look at the greed and fear index. Today would not be a good day to buy because we're in a neutral. We don't know where it's going to go. We need to wait to see what happens. But 2 days ago, we were in extreme fear, right? When the extreme fear hits, every time in history, it has been a perfect buy for Bitcoin. Every time. Maybe not instantly, maybe not the next day. I mean, this time round, it was like bang on perfect, but not always does it work like that. But in history, if you buy Bitcoin when the indicator tells you everyone is panicking and you sell it, I like to dollar cost average out, but if you chose to sell it all when the market hits euphoria, so far it has been perfect. Better yet for Bitcoin maxis or for people who believe like us that Bitcoin will go above 100K, above 500K, so on, then it's simply a great opportunity to buy. So you don't buy and you don't FOMO when everyone else is buying. You actually buy the perfect opportunities. Now, I think during the bear market, you dollar cost averaged, right, by time scales. Now, that's something that I tested on the channel, and you can just slightly outperform that by buying when everyone's scared. I buy significant amounts when everyone's scared, right? I opened a $140,000 Ethereum trade 3-4 days ago when everyone was scared. But I do outsized bets when everyone's scared, and in that way I can just sit and wait and relax, and then I just slowly sell on the way out. Now, the other indicator is what I love to look at, which is on CoinGlass, which is the leverage position liquidations, right? So we had this flashing again about a week ago where there was almost no longs. We were just short. So again, retail sentiment doing what they always do as a whole, which is short the market at support, long the market at resistance. That's not what we want to be doing, right? We want to long the market at support and have good risk management below that support in case our prediction failed, right? It's simple, but it's very hard to pull off perfectly. So there's always going to be failures. 1 day ago, yesterday, I posted that the market was about to turn, right? This is because one, it was actually a joke. And if people actually watched the video, they would see it was a joke, first of all. But I did a small short position in the short term because every time we have that CME gap open on the weekend, we come down to reclaim exactly where it opened, right? So I think it was 57,500. Bitcoin closed on Friday, or the ETFs closed. We pushed up. Every other weekend for about the last 2 months, we've always come back to reclaim that gap, right? So I had a short position, and it didn't play out. I had my stop loss. In fact, I had my stop loss move to break even. So I lost no money. And it was just a bet that I was willing to take. And now we are pushing upwards, but we are yet to prove that we can break through the 60,000. So to put everything together, it was basically looking at an event that's happened, right? And then my two leading indicators that told me essentially in and around that time that the market is too bearish. So we have a big news event, a nice bullish news event. Everyone's bearish on the market. I'm going against the grain, so I'm going to go in heavy. That's what I did, and this time it worked out. Now, like you said at the start, you joked about me having a crystal ball. This is something we don't have. We're humans, and the way you beat the market is not from being right every time. It's simply by being right more than half of the time, right? That's all it is. If I win 52, 51% of my bets, you know, trading fees and shit, but like if I win just slightly more of my bets than half, I'm in the profit, right? And we have the outsized opportunity in crypto to, one, use leverage, to two, play with altcoins, which can give us 100% loss, but 10,000% gain. So we have the most wild opportunity, but it's like grabbing that opportunity by the horns and going with it. That was a very long monologue there. So yeah, hopefully that broke it down.
Yeah, that was good. Let me ask you this. I know last week we talked, and that was when everything was really fearful, and you said that you were buying some different cryptocurrencies. Obviously, at some point, we're going to have to, well, you don't have to, but we're going to sell. How do you go from maybe buying now to selling at some point? Like, is there going to be a time where just one day you're buying, the next day you're selling, or is there like an intermittent time where you're not doing anything? Or like how do you wrap your head around that? And when do you think you'll be getting out?
So pretty easy to wrap into what I was saying. Right now, greed and fear index, neutral. I'm sitting on my hands. I'm not really doing any trades. If anything, I have taken some profits from my trades today, but more or less sitting on my hands. I'm not opening anything big. I'm just waiting to see what happens, right? Of course, the buying comes when we're in fear, when there's a lot of FUD in the market, when everyone comes out and says, for some reason, Germany's selling, and that is now the end of Bitcoin, even though we see like more than that be bought up by ETFs in the space of like a week, right? 2 weeks, whatever it is, right? So you want to find when the market is scared and when the majority are claiming that everything is over, right? And then you wait for an event, right? A capitulation, a mass panic, which is what we saw in the 2 weeks that we've had on Bitcoin. And then selling, first of all, of course, waiting for the crypto greed and fear index to move into greed, to euphoria. And like I said, that's not the exact point where I'm selling, but that's where I know, okay, so the bias of the market has switched. Everyone is now bullish. So I'm eager, I'm waiting, I'm watching the opportunities there. For example, Solana, we've been heavily dollar cost averaging into Solana. And you know, on the way down, everyone's like, see, Connor, you're catching a falling knife. You're an idiot. But I dollar cost average all the way down to the bottom, right? All the way down. And then now we're pushing up. So I'm already almost in profit from basically all of the buys, even if I started buying exactly where we are now, right? So where we are now, I think it's 100 and 150 today. I haven't actually checked Solana much today.
Yeah, it was right around 150 last time I looked.
Yeah, 152. So we're pushing up. We're actually reaching a very strong resistance here. And we're right in that now. So I'll be waiting for that to break. And then around the $200 region, the old all-time high, I'll most likely remove all of the money that I put into the market. So just for argument's sake, let's say I put $5,000 into Solana between the prices of, you know, 120 and 130. Once we hit 200 or 190, I like to time it a little bit before people you know, they're what's the word, you know, when they have a point in the market that they want to get out, a psychological level. Yeah. So, and then I'll just probably at that point I'll remove the investment. I'll remove that $5,000, and then I'll wait, and then I'll see, do we flip $200 into a support? If so, great, carry on. The market moves up a little bit more, then I just start chipping away. I start chipping away at that, and I move a lot of that into USDT. I move a lot of that out of the market entirely, and then I do keep a little bag of that, which if we go into another full bull mode, that's when I'm doing the really risky plays with small amounts, chucking it in, you know, the meme coins, all of that stuff. I'm putting it in, and I'm trying to get my profit out. And then the big long-term goal is moving that profit into income generating assets like property that will continue to pay me while we go into the bear market, in turn giving me income to invest into the bear market, which is exactly what we did in this bear market.
Awesome. Connor, thanks so much for coming back on the channel. We'll have to have you on again. And in maybe a week and a half, we can have you in person on the channel, which would be cool. Definitely check out his links underneath the video. There are links to Margex and CoinW. And also, if you want a ticket to Bitcoin Nashville, you know, we'll be there. So if you want to say, hey, feel free to. Connor, any closing thoughts?
Zoom out and chill out, my boys.